Welcome to Anti-Aging Insights, where age is a state of mind and aging is a treatable condition. And now, here is your host, Dr. Teri Fisher.
Hello, and welcome to this week's podcast episode. This is the fifth and final episode in the mini-series featuring my 5 personal pillars to my aesthetic medicine practice. If you didn't catch the first 4 of this mini-series, I encourage you to go back and listen to podcast episodes 25, 26, 27, 28, and those cover the first 4 pillars that set the scene for my medical aesthetics practice. The word scene stands for the 5 different pillars, SCENE. Those stand for safety, customized treatments, expertise, natural results, and enjoyable experiences. And that 5th pillar, enjoyable experiences, is the topic of today's podcast episode. Now, why is this important to me? Why is this considered a pillar? Well, I think that when a person is having a treatment, it should be an enjoyable experience. That's the bottom line. I mean, I could end the podcast episode right there, but I'll tell you a little bit more, some of my thoughts on that. So when somebody makes the decision to undergo an aesthetic treatment, this is obviously an elective procedure. This is not a required procedure. And people have choices, of course, of where they want to go. And I feel that it is my responsibility, my duty, and it's very rewarding to be able to have interactions with my patients that are enjoyable for them. One of the best compliments that I ever received was a patient that said that they really enjoyed having their treatment done. Not only the results, but the actual experience was enjoyable for them. That has gone a long way to really emphasize to me how much importance patients place on that. So let's talk a little bit about the things that I feel go into making an enjoyable aesthetic treatment experience. First of all, I believe that the environment is critical. And I'm so proud of the way that our clinic is set up here at Anti-Aging Vancouver. In my humble opinion, we have a beautiful clinic. And when you come in the door, you are greeted by staff that are very friendly and take the best care of you. We have a very comfortable relaxation lounge where we encourage patients to sit, to prepare for their treatments, to have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or whatever the case may be while they are enjoying our relaxation lounge. All of our staff, and I take pride in this as well, are highly trained professionals, and they also are absolutely fantastic when it comes to building rapport and having discussions with our patients. When they are assisting with consultations, they do a wonderful job, and I'm just proud of the services that we are able to provide here. When I meet the patient, my job is to really get a sense of who you are. I want to speak with you. I want to learn about what your goals are. I want to know about why you decided to come in. And I believe that that open line of communication is critical to, 1, providing a treatment that is going to meet your goals, and 2, having that experience be enjoyable. So the manner of communication between patients and myself is critically important to me, and I'm very humbled to say that that's one of the things that I intend to be known for, is my way of communicating with patients. I believe that that is so important to building trust, and once you have that trust, then I think it's easier to then explore some of the different treatment options. And quite frankly, when you have that trust with a patient, I believe that those patients are more open with what they really want, how they're really feeling about their appearance, and ultimately how we can make positive changes to that. Before we actually started treatment, one of the things that's important to me as well is making sure that the patient, is as comfortable as possible physically, so that they are sitting in the chair appropriately, that they have any of their fears or anxieties about a procedure explained to them, because I believe that the more knowledge that you have, the better. Now, of course, that's not always the case. Sometimes patients do not want to know every little detail, and that's totally fine. That's part of that communication and finding out how best I can support you so that you are as comfortable as possible. Another way that I see my role in ensuring that patients have enjoyable experiences is by making sure that I am staying on top of the advancements in the aesthetics field. And that does a couple of things. Number one, of course, it makes sure that I can offer the latest treatments. But number two, if there are any advancements that have led to procedures that are less invasive or that perhaps cause less discomfort, then of course I want to be aware of those. And I ensure that anything that can minimize any discomfort are things that we take very seriously here in the clinic. Of course, along those lines, during an actual treatment, we use a variety of techniques to make things as comfortable and enjoyable as possible. When it comes to injections, we use ice. We have other tricks up our sleeve that minimize any discomfort from an injection. And when it comes to any procedure, we have lots of different ways that we can make this as enjoyable and comfortable as we possibly can. The journey doesn't end with the treatment itself. Of course, post-treatment care is important. We want to make sure that follow-up is done when that is necessary, and we are proactive with that. And sometimes we will have the staff take on that role as well, so that you can be sure that you are being looked after the procedure itself. And that's another way that we can provide and make sure that your experiences with our clinic are as comfortable as possible. Finally, I can say that generally speaking, my approach to patients, and you may be able to tell this if you've listened to some of my podcasts, is that I do tend to have a more laid back and relaxed manner. I do like to joke around if it's appropriate, of course, with patients. And that is part of who I am. And I hope that that also does help to make a more enjoyable experience for my patients. So there you have it. Those are my 5 personal pillars of aesthetic medicine treatments. Again, number 1 is safety. Safety is critical, and it's a huge, huge priority to me. If you want to learn more about that pillar, I encourage you to listen to episode number 25. Pillar number 2 is customized approaches. How do I ensure that what we do is personalized to you specifically? And we cover that in episode 26. The third pillar is expertise. And that pillar is all about making sure that I am an expert in what I am doing. And that means both from a knowledge aspect as well as from a technical aspect, in addition to other things. And if you want to learn more about that pillar, please feel free to listen to episode number 27. Episode number 28 is where I talk about my 4th pillar, and that is all about natural results, the type of results that I am going for in my patients, which in a nutshell are basically those results where someone sees you and they say, hey, you look really good, but they can't quite put their finger on what it is. That's what I'm going for. So those are the natural results. And of course, today, pillar number 5, all about how we can ensure that you have enjoyable experiences. So there you have it. If any of those pillars or all of those pillars resonate with you, I'd be happy to meet you. I'd be happy to chat with you. As always, I'm always open to your comments. Please feel free to contact me on Instagram at Dr. Teri Fisher, DrTerifisher, or at the clinic at antiagingvancouver.com. If you know somebody that is looking for a practitioner to provide aesthetic treatments and you think that what I have said here over the last couple of episodes may resonate with them, of course, sharing out the podcast episodes would be a huge compliment, and I thank you very much for doing that as well. With that being said, I look forward to bringing you other episodes and more interviews in the coming weeks, and I look forward to chatting with you again next week. Until then, be well. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Anti-Aging Insights. Stay tuned to discover more of the latest news, treatments, technologies, and developments in non-surgical cosmetic and anti-aging medicine. For more inspiration, to access the show notes, or to book an appointment with Dr. Fisher, Dr. Frame, or any of the other anti-aging professionals, please visit our website at antiagingvancouver.com. Until next time, stay inspired and live life well.